Darkness, a faint crackle of static drifts through the silence. Then a single breath, sharp, panicked, echoing through emptiness. The screen stays black as a cold, hollow voice whispers, "In space, no one can hear you scream." Asterisk the screen flickers alive with fragments of light, almost like an old transmission forcing its way through static. The faint hum of a spaceship lingers in the background, mechanical and unnatural, mixed with the steady beeping of a warning alarm that grows louder by the second. A caption fades in slowly, "Previously on Alien Earth." What follows is not a recap in words, but in feelings, quick flashes of memory, sharp and relentless. First, the discovery, a team of scientists huddled around a satellite feed, their faces filled with disbelief as a strange signal pulses from deep space. Then the first encounter, a shadow crawling across the fogged glass of a research chamber, the sound of fingernails scraping metal. A camera cuts violently to soldiers firing into the darkness. Muzzle flashes the only source of light as something unseen rushes at them. Screams echo, but they are cut short. The montage grows faster, civilians fleeing through a rain-drenched city, an emergency broadcast flashing global alert across the screen, the frantic faces of commanders arguing behind secure doors. Then a chilling close-up of a survivor, pale, bloodied, shaking, whispering into a radio. "It's not coming. It's already here." The sound cuts. Silence fills the screen again. A long corridor appears, stretching endlessly inside the cold belly of a spaceship. Lights flicker above, swinging gently as if disturbed by something moving unseen. A soft metallic clang echoes in the distance. Then another, closer this time. The camera moves slowly forward, almost as if pulled by something we cannot see. The silence is suffocating, the tension unbearable. Then, just for a moment, a figure darts across the far end of the hallway. Not human, not familiar. A blur of claws and tail, gone in an instant, the camera jolts. The lights explode in sparks. The alarm returns, louder now, joined by the panicked hum of machinery failing. Over this chaos, a deep, steady voice speaks, calm but cold. "When we reached for the stars, we never asked what might reach back." The words hang heavy as the screen slams to black again. A final sound lingers, the low, guttural hiss of something alive. Something watching. The screen fades up to white text. Alien Earth Episode 5. In space, no one. Asterisk, the screen begins in total silence. Then, faint at first, a rhythmic thud echoes like a heartbeat, mechanical and steady, pulsing through the void. The sound grows louder, sharper, until it syncs with the flicker of a red warning light. Each flash reveals pieces of a new scene. The inside of Mission Control on Earth, rows of monitors glow with static-laced satellite images, alien readings scrolling across in symbols no one understands. Scientists argue over the data, their voices overlapping in a chaotic storm of fear and calculation. One voice rises above the rest, trembling. It's not just a signal anymore, it's a presence. The words freeze everyone. A heavy silence falls. Then the sound of alarms blaring outside the control room cuts through, shaking the walls. The camera jumps to the exterior, a shuttle breaking through Earth's atmosphere, flames licking its hull as it plummets downward. Inside, the crew grips their seats, faces pale with dread. One whispers to the other through clenched teeth, "We shouldn't have brought it back." The shuttle screams through the clouds, descending toward a hidden landing site, its engines struggling under pressure. The camera shakes violently, pulling the audience deeper into the chaos, until the screen cuts abruptly to black. A faint whisper rises, almost inaudible, like a dying radio transmission. "It's already here." Suddenly, the black screen shatters into a burst of images. Quick cuts flash across the screen, each one faster than the last. A city street at night, drenched in rain, sirens echoing as civilians run in every direction. A soldier clutching his rifle, his hands trembling as a shadow passes behind him. A child staring out from a shattered window, wide-eyed, silent as something moves across the rooftops. Flames tearing through the skyline, buildings crumbling. Under the weight of destruction, the sound design grows into a layered storm, alarms, gunfire, screams, and the inhuman screech of something hunting. But just as it reaches a breaking point, everything stops. The silence is sharp, almost painful. The screen shows a single survivor, crouched inside an abandoned subway tunnel. Her face is streaked with dirt and blood, her breath ragged. She clutches. A radio close, whispering words that barely carry through the static. We thought we were ready. We thought we could fight. But it doesn't want war. It wants us. Her words dissolve into static as the screen fades into a new shot. A close-up of an alien claw tearing through the steel of a bulkhead door. Sparks explode. The screeching metal drowns everything. Then the voiceover returns, the same calm, heavy tone as before. On Earth, there is nowhere left to hide. The visuals slam together in a brutal montage. Soldiers gearing up, eyes hollow with fear. Scientists burning documents as alarms ring overhead. Families crammed into underground shelters, their faces pale in the dim light. The shadow of the aliens stretching across walls, floors, and bodies, growing larger with every frame. The music swells, pounding drums and rising strings that grind against each other in dissonance. Then, with one final cut, the camera shows a city skyline in flames. Something vast moves between the buildings, its shape hidden in smoke. Only its glowing eyes visible through the haze. The bass drops into silence. Only one sound remains, the alien hiss, low and venomous, curling around the edges of the screen like poison. Text slams onto the screen. Alien, Earth, Episode 5. In space, no one. The letters pulse once as though alive before fading into darkness. Asterisk the sound begins first, a hollow boom that echoes like thunder rolling across an empty world. The screen fades in to reveal a vast military bunker buried beneath the Earth's surface. Harsh fluorescent lights flicker overhead, casting long shadows across a war room filled with maps, weapons, and trembling men and women. Generals stand. At the center, their voices strained, their eyes betraying the truth they refuse to speak aloud. This isn't an invasion. It's an extermination. The camera cuts to the edge of the bunker, where young soldiers strap into body armor, checking their rifles with shaky hands. Their faces are grim, jaws clenched, their fear covered by thin layers of bravado. One soldier, barely more than a boy, whispers under his breath, "If they can bleed, maybe we can kill them." His words hang in the air, fragile and desperate. The scene shifts. A steel door slams open, revealing the ruined surface above. The world outside is no longer familiar. Skyscrapers lie in ruins, their spines cracked and bent. Flames lick at the edges of once bright streets, and the air carries a thick haze that turns daylight into a blood-red dusk. Through this smoldering wasteland, shadows move. Not one. Not two. Dozens, their forms too quick, too twisted, too alien to track. Cut to a terrified woman clutching a child in the corner of an abandoned shelter. She rocks back and forth, whispering promises she knows she cannot keep. Over her shoulder, faint movement stirs in the darkness. Two glowing eyes blink open, smash cut. A group of scientists huddles inside a laboratory, hurriedly destroying research files and smashing hard drives. One scientist, frantic, screams at the others, "We gave it a path to Earth. We opened the door." His voice breaks into static as the alarms roar louder, the lights shutting down one by one. Darkness swallows them. The screen flashes to black, then bursts alive with violence. Alien claws tear through reinforced steel, spraying sparks into the night. A squad of soldiers unloads a barrage of bullets, their weapons screaming, but the shadows move faster than the gunfire. A man screams as something drags him into the smoke, his cries cut short by a sharp, wet snap. A child's hand clutches the frame of a broken window, trembling as the shadow of an alien tail slithers across the wall beside him. The music rises into a frenzy, a storm of drums and distorted tones. The camera jolts between chaos, explosions ripping through city blocks, helicopters falling from the sky, civilians sprinting through streets that collapse beneath them. Amid the terror, one voice slices through the noise, a survivor's desperate radio call. This isn't just happening in one city. It's everywhere, everywhere. The camera tilts upward. For the first time, the alien presence is revealed on a global scale. Orbiting above the planet, dozens of ships, vast and silent, blot out the stars. Their shadows stretch across continents. The war has already begun, and Earth is losing. The screen cuts to a soldier kneeling in the rubble, his face bruised and bloodied. He stares into the camera, his eyes wide with a mix of defiance and despair. His voice trembles. They don't want peace. They don't even want war. They want us. And they will not stop. The screen flickers violently, showing overlapping images in a blur of horror. Alien silhouettes crawling across city walls, human screams echoing in empty halls, shadows dancing across flames. Each cut grows faster, louder, until the chaos feels unbearable. Then, silence. A child's voice speaks in a whisper. They're not hunting us. They're harvesting us. The words linger, sinking deep, before the screen slams to black. White text fades in slowly, shaking as though barely holding together. Alien, Earth, Episode 5. The war for survival begins. The letters dissolve into static as the low, venomous hiss of the alien fills the silence. Asterisk, it begins not with sight, but with sound. A single scream, raw, desperate, and abruptly cut short. The screen is black, the silence that follows more terrifying than the scream itself. Then a piercing alarm shrieks, dragging us into the chaos. The first image slams in, a city skyline engulfed in fire. Buildings topple as shockwaves ripple outward, glass raining down in jagged sheets. The camera whips across the devastation, catching glimpses of soldiers firing blindly into smoke, civilians fleeing through streets that split open beneath their feet, and shadows impossibly fast, impossibly large, darting between the flames. The music grows frantic, pounding drums and mechanical shrieks weaving together in a symphony of panic. The editing sharpens, each cut like a knife, a soldier pinned against a wall, his rifle jammed, his eyes locked on the approaching shadow. A burning helicopter spiraling downward, exploding on impact in a wave of fire. An alien tail slamming into concrete, leaving a crater where a human once stood. The chaos intensifies. Sparks, blood, and ash blur into one relentless storm. Yet through it all, one voice cuts above the madness, a radio transmission, broken and glitching, repeating, over and over, fall back. Fall back, fall back. The message dissolves into static as the screen flashes white. For a moment, everything slows. The sound distorts, voices echoing as if underwater. We see fragments of memory, pieces of survival stitched together in a fever dream. A child clutching a stuffed toy in an underground shelter. A scientist scribbling formulas on shattered glass, desperately searching for a solution. A woman screaming someone's name into the void, her voice drowned by fire. Then the silence shatters. A colossal explosion rips through orbit, a space station crumbling into shards. The camera spins into the debris, catching the reflection of Earth below, cities burning, oceans boiling with firestorms, the planet choking under alien shadows. From the wreckage, a single figure drifts, weightless, screaming into a radio that no one answers. His voice fades into the void. The screen snaps back to Earth. Soldiers charge through ruins, their battle cries swallowed by inhuman shrieks. The camera crashes through the chaos, cutting to one final image, the alien itself, half obscured by smoke, towering over the ruins. Its body is sleek and grotesque, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly fire. It opens its mouth, and the sound that follows is not a roar, it is a piercing, guttural scream that shakes the ground, a sound that is not meant for human ears. The camera jolts violently, static tearing across the frame. For a heartbeat, we glimpse flashes, claws slashing, walls shattering, humans vanishing into the dark. Then silence, a black screen dot in the silence, a whisper drifts across, not human. Not alien, but something in between. Distorted, layered, unsettling. And no one will save you now. The words echo into nothing. Finally, the title card slams onto the screen in bold. Fractured letters, each word burning like an ember. Alien, Earth, Episode 5, in space, no one. The letters flicker, glitch, and dissolve into static. 1. Last sound lingers, curling into the silence, the low, Venomous hiss of the alien, slow, deliberate, patient, fade to black.